Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. It is still Tuesday, October 13th, 2020. And so we are going to do another video today. I want to talk about, so you want to live off grid, okay? So the reality of everything, I want to talk about what it's like a little bit, because obviously I know. I've been doing it this is my 6th year of living off grid. And so what is it all about? What is it like? Can anybody do it? All those type of things. Okay. I think anybody can do it. I absolutely believe that anybody can do it. And I think it's just, it is something that you really truly need to be passionate about, to be honest with you. If this is a lifestyle that you decide, yes, I want to do this, you better be willing to, number one, you better be willing to work. That's the number one thing I would say. Be willing to work for what you want to get done, what you want to do, and everything like that. I'm just going to, while I'm talking, I'm just going to kind of pan around so you guys can see all the leaves. They are really, really pretty this time of year. They're really changing fast. We got leaves coming down like crazy, but it's still very, very beautiful, really beautiful. But anyway, so you decide, okay, let's say you've made a decision, you want to go off grid, all right? What you need to do, and depending on how you're going to do it, are you going to build something yourself? Are you going to have something pre-made? Are you going to start off in a camper or any of those type of things? You really have to make decisions before you make that leap. And also realize that it's not going to be as easy as you think it's going to be. There's going to be ups and downs. There's going to be things that come up unexpectedly that you did not expect, that are going to happen. Life continues to happen, be it loss of a job or sickness or all those type of things that are definitely going to be monkey wrenches thrown into the mix. So, those are things that you need to be prepared for when you make this move. So, let's say you've made the decision, you're going off grid. I'm going to give you advice from my perspective, okay? The very first thing what you really need to do is decide, where do you want to live? What is a priority for you? Everybody's priority is different. Some people are going to want to be down in a valley. Some people are going to be wanting to be in higher elevation. Does the property have a well on it already, or do you need to put a well in? How is the access to the property that you are, getting? What part of the country are you going to be in? What are the winters like where you're at? And all those things. Everything really has to factor in. How close to civilization do you want to be? Do you want to be, in an area where there is still quite a bit of civilization? Or do you want to be in an area where you have to drive, 30 or 40 minutes before you get to the town? All these things definitely are factors into your decision making. Again, depending on what part of the country you are, how severe is the winters where you're going to be at? Are you ready for the winters where you're going to be at? And so those things are obviously things you need to think about ahead of time. So now let's say you have picked your property. You've picked the perfect spot for you where you want to be, right? Now, again, you have to decide the priorities of the property, depending if you have children or not have children. You have to decide, what am I going to work on first? What is the priority? Because you can't really get into doing 8 different projects at the same time, because then nothing ever gets completed. You need to pick a project, work on that project, get that project done, and then you go on to the next project. Now, I have had a tendency to bounce around, as we all know. Okay, but I think I did pretty good this year with staying focused on stuff. I really worked on that aspect of it this year, and so it's everything is always, like I said, and here's the other thing that people really need to take into consideration. Okay, having a homestead, you're talking a lot of physical labor. Unless you have unlimited resources and you can hire everybody to do everything for you at your homestead, okay, you are going to be involved in a lot of work yourself. You know, do you have the proper equipment for what you need to have? Now, like one of the things I would love to have here, I mean, absolutely love to have, I'd love to have a tractor. But that right now is not a priority because I have other things that I had to take care of this year. So I got to show you. I needed one more paver stone. So I did pick up 5 just so I have extras in case any of them break. And so that was one of the things that I did today was get the last paver stone that I needed for over here, and I knew that was going to be needed to go down. Hold on, let me just move everything down. Okay, now we'll push them back. There we go. All right, all the paver stones are now on the raised beds before winter, which is what we wanted, obviously. And I did pick up 4 extra. Somebody said, you better get some extra ones just in case one breaks. And I thought that that was a very good idea, so I did do that. And I picked up the extra ones. Again, there's always projects to do at a homestead. There's always things to do to make your place better, to make it more livable. What you have to look at, again, depending if you have children or not, I mean, that's a big factor, because an important thing for children, I'll take care of the rest of that afterwards, an important thing for children is power. Power's big for kids. They want to have you, and my thing was always I wanted to try to keep things as normal as I possibly could be. You know, up until this year, when we upgraded everything with our solar, okay, I always shut down at night. We didn't have the capacity to have, I didn't have enough batteries, you know, and for what I was using to, and I was babying my batteries. That's another thing. I absolutely babied my batteries. So I didn't overextend them, I didn't overtax them, and so that was a big thing for me as well. But we always shut down at night until this year. When we upgraded, we now run 24 hours a day. Great feeling, I'll be honest with you. Unless you have dealt with it, you have no idea. You know, I'm going to give you a great example of something. Well, actually, I'm going to do it from this angle, guys. Just look how beautiful that is, to be honest with you, with the trees and everything. It's just absolutely gorgeous. You can see they have the fire going on their place. So anyway, so I'm going to give you an example of something. So Heather has this new boyfriend, and they had a power outage down there by her school. And he was freaking out after 3 hours of not having power. And she says to him, she goes, oh my God, she goes, will you shut up and stop being such a baby? She said, we didn't have power every freaking night. We shut down every night. So don't even give me a hard time about 3 hours. And I laughed because obviously she's used to doing things a certain way, you know. So she's you know, it was very funny, very funny. But, you know, but now with getting the new batteries and getting more batteries, we're running 2 houses 24 hours a day. So that's huge. The run now is from here to that building. That's as far as the power has to travel. Before, if you remembered, it went from there to where the building is. It traveled this way, that way, and then into the shop. That's where the old battery room was. And so there was obviously, it was a long run, and you know, that's what we had to do. That's just the way it was. And but you know, like with building the new battery room, again, prioritizing, making sure things are squared away. Now it's a short run. We save more of the power. We don't lose as much of the power, and it goes into the batteries where we need it to go. And that's a big part of it. So, but again, I want you guys to realize, you have to realize that it's not going to be easy. You're going to have roadblocks that are going to come up. You may have to deal with issues with the town that you live in. So those are things that you're going to want to check out ahead of time. What is acceptable, what is not acceptable. So, really focus on those things. And again, the farther out you are, the farther away from civilization that you are, and the smaller the town that it is, it gets less restrictive. That's the reality of it too. If I was living in town, then, there's a lot more restrictions on what you can and cannot do. Again, because I live out in the country, it's a little bit more relaxed. So that's a great feeling as well. And so again, you have to really do your homework. That would be the number one thing I would say. If you're going to go off grid, do your homework. And then once you've done your homework and you've decided where you want to live, what you want to do, then once you get to your property, you need to prioritize what is the most important thing. Now, to me, obviously, we had to have the building in. We had to be able to be, warm, and we wanted a power source. So, we did our power first. We got our building in probably in October of that first year. That's when it came, because we had to order it and stuff like that. So we were looking at 6 weeks from the time that we ordered it before we got it. And so, again, timing is everything. We did not get the wood stove into the house until November of that year, our first year as a homestead. And so, it was really getting cold sleeping in the camper. And obviously the camper's not here anymore. I gave that camper to Greg from behind me. So, again, it's I no longer need it. So it was, and I wanted to get the greenhouse in, and that's where I wanted the greenhouse. And I'll turn this around. Where the camper was there, I wanted the greenhouse there because it's a perfect spot because of where the location is on the property. Again, you have to do planning things out, deciding what you want to do, where you're going to put things, how's it going to go down. You're going to change your mind a million times on things. Seek advice. That is another thing that I will definitely tell people. I definitely take what people say into consideration when I'm doing different projects. Like we were going to be putting from their event there, and then from the house. People said, not a good idea, it's not going to work, in the whole 9 yards, and it made sense of what they said, so we changed our plans. That's being smart. That's the other thing. Don't be so locked into your plan that you're not open to change and doing something different. So that's an important aspect of it as well. But so yeah, it's like I said, it's just you really have to plan, decide what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, and go from there. So I want to mention really quickly my website, guys, preppernurse1.com. We have the Prepper Nurse 1 community at preppernurse1.com. You'll see it there. It's a great resource for you guys to connect with like-minded people. Always get advice, sounding boards, listening to other people, have what they have to say, what they've experienced. Somebody that's been living the lifestyle, it's a really good idea to listen and pay attention to what they know and do, okay? Also, it's free to join. You do have to register, okay, but there's no credit card information asked at all, okay? Also on my website, we have jdega.com, which is a CBD and hemp store. The products, the CBD products, really help with a lot of ailments and problems. I mean, everything from gout to indigestion to pain, it helps with that, okay? So definitely take advantage of that. It's a good thing to have in your preps. It will be in the description below, but it will also be on the link on my website. You'll see it there. If you click on it, it will take you to their website. If you do decide to make a purchase, you save yourself 15% if you use the discount code PrepperNurse and then the number 1, okay? Make sure you do that to save yourself 15% if you do decide to make a purchase. We also have the Legacy freeze-dried foods on my website, so if you go to my website again, preppernurse1.com, you click on store, it drops down, you'll see Legacy Foods, you click on that. What we have available is there. Definitely take advantage of that as well. Freeze-dried food is a great thing to have as far as your long-term food storage goes, okay? So I wanted to mention that really quickly. So, but anyway, any questions you guys have as far as living off-grid, what you're looking for, any advice anybody that is living off-grid would like to throw in the comments, again, please do. Feedback is really important, I think. People that are actually living the lifestyle, know a lot more than people that just want to talk about it. If you don't have that experience, you really can't say what it's like because you don't know. And not that makes me an expert. I have a huge learning curve since I got out here. I've learned a lot, but I'm going to tell you what. To me, personally, it is a very rewarding lifestyle. It is a lot of hard work, which is good. It helps keep you younger by staying active and staying busy. But it also, for me, a lot of it's about peace of mind, knowing that, as we do things, we get things taken care of. It's just our lives are getting better with everything that we do. And that's what it's all about, is making your life better, giving you peace of mind, giving you that security that you need, and not being a slave to this system. 30-year mortgages are designed to make the banks rich. Even a 20-year mortgage really is designed to make the banks rich. Most people can't do a 15-year mortgage or a 10-year mortgage because they just can't do it. So again, you have decisions to make. If you really want to follow this lifestyle, be prepared. That's what I would say to people. Have your ducks lined up, know what you have planned, get it all written down, and then prioritize. Again, if you're younger and you have children and you want to do this, the kids, believe it or not, adjust much better than the adults do. They really do. They're very resilient. Kids are great. The adults are the ones that really, have the hardest time with it, But again, just take your time. Ask for help. Look for advice from people that have done it, that know what's going on, that know how it is. That would be the biggest advice that I could give anybody. All right. So anyway, I am going to jump off here, guys. Remember, we are all in this together. That is important to remember. Also remember to hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life. It's really important, that part of it as well. Also remember STD, step, thing, and day. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. If you work methodically, whatever your problem is and you're trying to reach your goals, you work at it methodically, it happens. And like I said, it doesn't always have to be about prepping. It doesn't always have to be about living off grid. It's the whole gamut of it. Whatever you're trying to do, it works if you work methodically. Now here's the thing I wanted to show you too, guys. Now look at the sky now. We have clear blue, beautiful clear skies. This morning it was raining. So how weird is that, right? I mean, we had rain this morning, and so we had to cancel our plans of what we were going to do today. And then the weather changed. It ended up being absolutely gorgeous this afternoon. It ended up being a beautiful day. So anyway, I'm going to jump off, guys. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope your week is going great. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now.